Max Beyond Thunderdome. From the start, you know that you're getting something different because there's Tina music going.
In the desert sun, every step that you take could be your final one.
Also, Tina kept reminding me of the Star Wars Banthas.
See,
Because of her wig is like so crazy, and then her earrings come out like tusks.
every time that guy came on screen, I only thought of the singer from Disturbed.
After he flips him off.
See,
Welcome to the list. This show we pluck a name out of our all-time movie watch list, watch it, review for review, and pleasure the movie. We're scratching off the list today is the 1985 trilogy ender, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I always want to say Mad Max 3, but it's not Mad Max 3.
no.
After being exiled from the most advanced town in post-apocalyptic Australia, a drifter travels with a group of abandoned children to rebel against the town's queen. I said this twice already, but the first Mad Max I saw was the Hardy one.
Mm-hmm.
We just did a few months ago. I saw the first two ever. I think that the second one is a better one of the two, but I still appreciate what the first one did with such a low budget.
This one was my first Mad Max.
Me.
So this is where I started liking the series. And my mom, she was like, "Oh yeah, I watched because of Tina Turner," and I'm like, "What the? Tina Turner's hardly even in it."
Well, make sure to let us know where you guys are coming from the Mad Max series. Which one's your favorite? Rank them. All the Mad Max stuff down in the comments. When you're down there, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdomes. From the start, you know that you're getting something different because there's Tina music going.
I know, I didn't like that.
In the desert sun, every step that you take could be your final one.
Oh, that did Mad Max? What the hell going on, dude?
Exactly. And the other ones, the music was like a little bit more suspenseful, more to get you into the mood. And right here, bam, we got Tina energy.
Well, this movie did have a different composer. The other two movies have the same one. It's not bad music. It's just not what you typically would think when you think of Mad Max.
Exactly.
Then we start with a cool aeroplane shot, a little bit shaky, but kind of cool. And then we see the crazy guy from the last movie, and he's knocking off a guy off of a camel carriage. And people since then, and us since today, have been asking, is that the damn gyro captain? Is that the same guy?
No, I don't think so.
And did he get a kid? And then did he like level up or something? Because it's played by the same actor. Spence himself came out years after the movie and said that they actually had trouble casting the character whose name is Jedediah.
Okay, yeah, I remember the name on the credits.
So they contact him instead to fill in for the role. So he is a different character, but he has kind of the same arc anyway of the gyro captain pretty much.
Yeah, I think the gyro captain has a little bit more arc because he started as a raider and kind of leveled up into this caretaker of the feral kid.
That's exactly what homie does, fool. He's stealing shit and then he's saving kids.
More put together.
He's a fancier thief, but a thief nonetheless. So the guy that they end up jumping was Max. I love that the kids fly the plane.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. So the guy runs off in Max's carriage. Max has got a monkey now instead of a dog, and he throws him some shoes, but it comes a little late because Max developed some blisters chasing after the carriage.
Yeah.
Max comes up to Bartertown. I like the underground dealing stuff. It established like the rules within that world. You can kind of feel the sense of the different people and the aesthetics and the style and everything, the fashion, all that. I just love that.
At least in this zone, because in the last one it was different. So I like that between movies they establish different rules and engage the rules of engagement with the different settlements
in different areas. Yeah, that makes sense. So Max is looking for this guy to get his stuff back, and he comes across a trader, and he's like, "What are you trading?" And Max is like, "My skills."
Because I'm a badass.
And he shoots some stuff off a guy's head, and he's like, "All right, you have some skills. Come with me." But he has to leave all his weapons. He kept putting weapons on the table. That was good.
Except the fly swatter.
Yeah, hell no. You gotta keep that. He spots his camels being for auction, and he's tripping out.
And I like that there were camels, not horses.
No, not horses.
Camels are better for the desert. I did not remember the atomic element to it because the guy was like, "Get your water," and then Max just busts out a Geiger counter and starts beeping, and I'm like, "What is happening?" They did nuclear fallout better in this one.
Max is taking to Tina Turner with Tauntaun, her live music DJ guy. He was cool. Tina Turner's playing Auntie Entity, who was actually written for Tina Turner in mind. But they were like, we're not going to get Tina Turner to get on board on this project. So they considered Jane Fonda. But luckily for them, Miss Tina was down to do this project.
Yeah, she looks menacing. She looks like a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, she did a good job acting wise.
Yeah.
So while with Miss Tina, he gets attacked and wipes them all out, and Tina's calling that his audition, and she's offered Max all of his shit to be re-equipped if she kills a man for him. She takes a peek into the underground where we see that pig shit is the fuel of the town.
It was very smart, but hilarious nonetheless.
And the guy that she wants to be taken out is Master Blaster, who's running the Underworld, which is actually two guys, but it's 2-for-1 kind of deal. They kind of feel like a video game character almost.
The Mortal Kombat guy.
Yeah. The brains is the little guy, and then you get the big dum-dum. Well, I can't really say that. The big guy is the brawn.
You can't say that because of what happens later, but yeah, he's a dum-dum.
So, Max infiltrates the Underworld, shoveling pig shit. They start disarming Max's car, which is loaded with booby traps, and he steps in and is like, hey, I'll do it for you.
I love that that's a constant. That he booby traps his rides.
Oh, hell yeah. Because he knows what the world, like that's what you need in this world now, is to booby trap all your shit. I think that car is less iconic, though. It's like...
By the end, it was pushed by camel, or pulled by camels, but so yeah. But you always remember the V8 from the second one.
Yeah, this one's way less iconic. So Max tries to barter with Master Blaster into fixing it, and Master's not having it at all. I think that the way Master was speaking, because even though he's like regarded as like an intelligent, he might be like the smartest character in the whole movie, but the way he was speaking gave it kind of like a Yoda thing to it.
A little bit, but it was hilarious to the point where he was missing words.
Yeah.
But he was one of the clearest people speaking.
He simplified it.
Me order, me master, me run Bartertown.
So Master's like, who do you think you are? You can't just come in here and barter with me. And he decides to set an embargo on the town and forces Tina to say Master Blaster runs Bartertown, which is very embarrassing for her.
Tina Turner.
Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
Lift embargo.
And so he forces Max to disarm his car, but an alarm goes off, and Blaster, the big guy, goes nuts. And he dropped the little dude too. He couldn't find him. Dropped him like a pair of keys. He couldn't find his ass. We find out that the big goober's sensitive to hearing, which makes more sense now that I watched what happens. But yeah, so we head back to Tina because Max is accepting the deal, and they tell him he has to kill him in a 1v1 in the Thunderdome till death. But how do you do this without them knowing that it's Tina that starts the whole thing? You have to pick a fight with them outside, which was very easy to do.
Run up to the guy, slap him across the face, and I challenge you to a duel.
Yeah, starts talking shit. So to settle this little squabble, they have to do it inside the Thunderdome. Tina zip lines into her seat like a complete badass.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was gangster as hell. And 2 men enter, 1 man leaves inside the Thunderdome. But Blaster looks like a side boss. He looks cool.
Yeah, I loved it. I really liked him.
Yeah, even with the helmet, you're like, okay, it could be stupid, but it's actually kind of cool.
Looks like it's something straight from out of Bloodborne.
And I like that there's people all along the dome too, like on top of it. Like they can't see outside. It's like, it looked really cool. But then I felt like they took the cool away by strapping them up to bungee cords.
Oh yeah, that was stupid.
So they're flinging each other and they're jumping up and down and they're fighting in the air. So it just looks kind of dumb and uncoordinated.
It was flashy, yes, but it was stupid.
Yeah, because like you can't control yourself. So Gibson would be sideways and they're like hitting each other sideways. But I do appreciate that they were going for something different. It just didn't land.
Yeah, I mean, I do applaud that they tried.
Yeah, they tried to be creative and different, so I appreciate that. So Blaster throws him at some spikes and then uses Max as a bouncy house for a little bit.
That was hilarious.
All while Max is trying to get his rape whistle. And then he puts a giant bear hug on him, and then a spectator gets stabbed.
Oh, that was funny. Not just you just hear the
Max grabs a chainsaw, but it doesn't work. Then he cuts Blaster's bungee cords, and after a while, Blaster does the same to him, so no more bouncing.
Thank God.
They're chasing him with a cartoon hammer look thing. But then Max gets the whistle, blows it, and bonks him with the hammer on the head. He knocks the helmet off, reveals that homie's got DS and not a Nintendo. So Max stops and looks at Tina and he's like, hey, this ain't the deal. I'm not gonna kill this guy. Shorty's like, what deal? What do you mean? He figures out that it was all collusion and he takes the Mathan away, and Tina's guys shoot the Nintendo guy and Shorty cries. They did blended Nintendo's face really good. And the body.
Yeah, actually, that was actually a pretty good job.
Yeah, because it's a big buff dude, but with a Nintendo face. Mm-hmm. So Max is trying to leave, and they don't let him, and the crowd starts chanting, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, but then Tina comes down and starts yelling at him and flips it.
Bust the deal! Face the wheel!
Bust a deal and face the wheel.
That line really was flimsy.
Yeah, like a game show. Also, Tina kept reminding me of the Star Wars Banthas.
See,
because of her wig is like so crazy, and then her earrings come out like tusks.
yeah, she had that animalistic feel to her.
Yeah. Or like a Catwoman. She looked badass. She actually had to shave her head for the part to be fitted with that wig.
Damn.
And the most impressive part was her dress that was made out of chains weighed 121 pounds. Oh, gee, bad bitch Tina Turner, man.
Well, that was all made of chainmail, right?
Yeah. It was 121 pounds in the desert carrying that shit around. So in the wheel, Max gets sent to the gulag, and then they take him out to the desert and put a mascot head on him and hit a horse, and the horsey takes off to the desert.
I was like, oh man, the horsey.
Shorty don't want to do shit, so he gets dropped with the pigs.
That's funny.
And he quickly changes his mind. He looked totally different without his whole little getup. Like when they took the glasses off, he looks completely different.
But homeboy was all caked up. Did you notice that?
I mean,
he was all ass.
they usually are, bruh. So there's a prisoner guy who made friends with Max for a second. He used the monkey and sets him free with some water to go after Max. The horsey collapses and dies and is taken by quicksand, which is kind of sad. But the monkey tracks Max down in the nick of time, and he juggles down some water. But they are in the desert, so Max eventually collapses. And I thought the way he fell, he crushed the monkey, because wasn't he carrying the monkey?
Yeah, he was, but everything kind of dubious, but they saved Max.
Yeah, there's a girl that comes out of nowhere and drags the kid to the village of lost kids. The desert does look cool, though. Those shots look dope.
I got parched just by looking at it.
You could feel it. It was palpable. So with the lost kids, you can see there's another scary kid playing with a Bugs Bunny toy. So
Same one.
the kids tend to Max. They cut his hair and he wakes up and he falls out, but he's tied up, so he's upside down.
I kind of like Max with the long hair.
He looks shaggier with the haircut.
Yeah, I love the gray hairs on the sides.
He gets cut down and the kids start copying everything he's saying. And then their Rufio comes down and starts to talk to him. That whole section reminded me of Hook, bien cabrón.
Yeah. When was Hook? Was it Hook first?
Hook was like 90 something, early 90s.
Oh, neta. So basically, Hook ripped off Mad Max.
Well, Miller used Peter Pan as inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And Hook is about Peter Pan, so it's like they're both using the kind of same source material, so that's why you can kind of feel that.
Yeah.
The girl who saved Max starts talking about a plane crash and the way it was, and about a prophecy, and they think Max is the prophecy, and they start calling him Captain Walker.
I had to watch that part like 6 times because I did not know what the hell she was saying.
Yeah, but he tells the kid that the apocalypse happened and all that's gone. So there's no Tomorrowland that you guys are trying to figure out. To the point where he throws a hat up in the air and then there's a wind starts blowing and start freaking out. Mm-hmm. And they run over to the plane because they think that Max can use the plane to fly out using the wind. But Max just turns around and walks off. He don't say nothing. Kids think that they're going home. And so the kids start arguing. Some believe in Max. Others believing that there's a Tomorrowland out there. So some start to leave with the girl that saved him. And Max literally shoots at her, trying to keep her from going.
That was badass.
I don't know. It was a scary way.
It was. That's why I think it was badass, because he just said, you know what? If you go, or the way he tried to make them stay was very barbaric.
But then the girl retaliated by throwing shit at him, so that made her look more badass. She wasn't phased.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that she wasn't. She totally was.
Yeah.
But that barbaric push and pull, that was actually pretty cool. Like a power struggle right there.
Yeah, there was a back and forth until he walks up and punches her in the face.
Oh, I was like, oh man.
Beating guys with DS and girls in this movie, man. It's going crazy. But during the night, the kids escape. So Max and 3 kids are off to try and get them back. Mm-hmm. This whole part with the kids which is like more than halfway part of the second act, just came out of left field. It caught me off guard. But the more I thought about it, it felt like a side mission within a side mission to me. And that's how I took it. But it was just really random and weird. Like, okay, we're dealing with Tina Turner, and now we got to deal with these crazy ass kids.
I didn't like that. That really pulled me out of the first part of the movie. That second act was weird. I don't know. I think that this is why people regard the second one better than the third one, even though the third one has some pretty dope moments.
They call this one the worst one out of three because of that, because there's way less action. Also, I haven't really mentioned a whole lot of action outside of the fight.
Oh, yeah.
And they put these kids in and they try to come more at a more philosophical angle to it. People probably at this point wanted fast cars and boom booms, you know, and that's really not what they got. So they find the kids and one is swallowed by quicksand and Max pulls the rest out. During the nighttime, they spot Bartertown and sneak in to go get Master because Master's ta trucha el vato and he can make shit, I guess. He's in a pen next to the pigs, being treated like trash. They're spying everything that's going on. The kids are spotted as a distraction, and the little one and the prisoner guy that we mentioned before free Master. Then after some ass kicking, the mechanic guy that we saw earlier spots them all, and they hop into Max's car, and Tina catches what they're doing from her binoculars thingies. Or the submarine thingy, and they take off. The car's on tracks, which is weird. Does that make it a train?
Yep.
The car's now a train. Shit start blowing up and people from the town start to leave, and Tina's like, hell no, y'all ain't going anywhere. Bring us the little dude alive and we will rebuild, no pedo, but kill everybody else. And this is our first and only car chase in the movie.
Basically,
they set out to catch the train, I guess. And it's more of the same stuff, fighting on rooftops, car hopping. Max gets a cow car.
I love it and I hate it at the same time.
It is terrible, but it's kind of cool.
I was like, what is going on?
That thing was ugly, man. Max pushes the two-headed guy to the tracks and blows up his car somehow. But the guy's cool. He fine. He just got a little smoke in his face. Master is all proper all of a sudden.
I was like, what?
He unlocked a new skin way. I don't know what happened way. All of a sudden he's all proper. Like he's got a hat. He thought it fell. I was like, what the hell? He just decided to change, I guess. I guess he's full of pig shit. I guess that was the only thing that was. Why would Max have kid clothes? So many questions. Because it's not like they went to Master's house to go get clothes.
Exactly.
This was clothes that were in Max's. Oh, but it was his car, though. It was technically Master's car.
Oh, neta.
Yeah, it was technically Master's car.
That's why.
Why would he have those clothes, though? Because it doesn't fit with what people were wearing before. I guess you just wear what you got.
Yeah.
Especially in the Pacalapolis.
Pacalapolis.
So after some fighting, Tina decides to hop on and picks up Master. And then Max, on top of her, takes him away as if he was a football and jumps over and jumps back on the train.
I wasn't expecting that, but I loved it.
It was so funny. He literally pinned him like a football. I was like, okay. And he's all proper in his little legs with his big old ass. It was great. They got some distance between them after some fighting, but then the two-headed guy pops out and he's hanging out the side, and the way he's dodging the stuff that's coming at the train, I thought that was cool, and that stunt was dope. At the end of the tracks, we see Jedediah Jr. being a little G. He stops the train and they follow him underground to his and his papa's hideout, where Max threatens the dad, and they all hop into the plane somehow. I don't know how they all fit, but they do. But they're too heavy and they don't have enough space on the runway because there's no runway. They got to the edge. So Max decides to hop on a car and clears a path for the plane, crashing into everybody.
How Max had the balls just to jump out of the car right before it crashed. Amazing.
I think it was more like, them kids, bro. I ain't gonna be raising them. I'm out of here. But uses his heroics as an excuse.
That's another way to put it.
I like the two-head guy when he's crashed and his hand is in there. He's trying to feel around and then he just flips him off. so out of left field. That was tight.
Every time that guy came on screen, I only thought of the singer from Disturbed.
After he flips him off.
Wow.
So Tina gets up to Max and laughs at him and turns around and leaves. That was weird.
Did not like that. I was hoping she killed him or shot him or something, and he just survived.
Grab him and then throw him in the cage and then just see the cage empty as a legend of Mad Max escaping or something. But no, she's just like, oh, good job. I guess like there's no need for anything from her because like they took the little guy. So it's like, I don't know. It was just unsatisfying to watch that part.
I do have to say that I love the fact that they keep talking about Max as this legendary being, and he's just trucking around the apocalypse trying to scrape by, and just happens upon some things or shit happens to him, and in the way he helps people because he's still a cop at heart, and then he just off into the sunset.
Yeah, because this movie ends in another monologue by the girl giving it to it now because they've been flying through Australia and they actually see everything that Max was telling them was true. This leads to what you're saying, where they mention the impact on Max, certain like they did in the second one. He feels like a legend passing by through the apocalypse, and I like that. At the end, it says for Byron, who was Byron Kennedy, who was a friend of Miller's and producer of the two previous films and was going to be the producer of this film, but while out scouting, he passed away in a helicopter crash.
That's sad.
Yeah, it was so bad that it tore Miller apart. He was like super distraught about his friend passing away. He struggled through the whole production. If you ask him, he doesn't really recall anything from that time because he was suffering through grief. And he didn't even direct the whole thing himself. He only directed the action scenes.
Oh, damn. Okay. Understandable.
Because after that, it took a while for this movie to even like come to light. After the passing, he just kept putting it off. But he decided that this would have been something that his friend would want for him to do. Plus, it would help him get through it.
Yeah, like a coping mechanism.
And I don't know if this was what made the film feel tamed or not, because this is also the only PG-13 out of the series also.
No shit.
Yeah, I don't know if that hurt the film necessarily.
I would say maybe not hurt, but did put a dent in it.
The stunts of the other two are pretty savage. Like there's blood squirting, guys catching on fire. It's like, ay cabrón, you know? And here, all that was taken away. The Mad Max series was supposed to end on 2, which I mentioned in the last review. But so this movie didn't start off as a Mad Max film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Miller wanted to do like a Lord of the Flies in the future type of deal where a guy comes in and like straightens everything out for them.
Okay.
And he decided that it would be better if that guy who'd come in and straighten that out was Mad Max.
A little bit weathered, a little bit knowledgeable.
Yeah, so that's where we get the Lost Boys kind of Peter Pan vibes from.
Okay.
Also, after Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, a 26 episode series was in talks and in production to do, and they even got as far as casting Aussie actor John Blake to play Max. But John Blake was left severely disabled after a horrendous car crash.
What the fuck is happening to these people?
Luckily, he didn't pass away, but he had to retire from acting. Then in 1998, they were trying to resurface the series with our old buddy Bruce Campbell as Mad Max.
Damn, that would have been funny.
What is weird is that when Max grabbed the chainsaw, I thought of Evil Dead away. But that's so weird.
You did?
I swear, I don't know why, it just came to me. So that's why after reading this fact, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That would have been cool. But it would have been a totally different tone. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
So all those steps led ultimately to Mad Max Fury Road as we know it now. It felt like another side quest in Max's adventure, really.
Yep. Who's going to be the last villain? Who knows? But it did feel like that.
Yeah, that's why I feel like a series makes more sense.
It would feel better.
I immediately go to like a Mando season 1 where he just keep coming into things and he keeps coming up to places, stirring shit up, making trouble, solving problems to other people, cutting deals with people, doing favors, just surviving in this apocalypse. That's why a series, maybe even today, makes a lot of sense, but it would be too expensive to make the way I want it to be, I guess. I don't know.
People don't. It does feel much more disliked, but apart from certain scenes, for example, the Lost Kids thing, I think it's okay.
I don't think it's a bad film at all.
No,
because I saw it as another side quest to the overall story of Mad Max. I didn't see it like the end all be all of it, and I kind of like that it's just like we may get another adventure. You never know. That's why now it makes sense. The Tom Hardy thing, it could still be the same Max. They don't really go into his background a whole lot in that movie, if I recall correctly, which I don't remember if I recall. But they don't go into that, you know, even though those new movies are more than Furiosa, which is a whole different discussion for a whole different thing.
Yep.
But you can justify that that's the same Max. It's the same legendary wanderer going through the apocalypse, coming into side quests and just doing all other stuff.
Which I'm totally down for.
So if you'd like to know what we think about the other two Mad Max movies, we've actually done them for the list. That's how we got here. And I'll leave them for you right over here. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to always and forever, you do.
Bye.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.